Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Yasushi Ishikawa, teaching professional for Dan. And in this video, I will be providing the commentary on the semi-final game of KISHIN Europe 2025, the game between Haha34 versus Bashka02. So Haha34, Celestin Weyman is a young player getting stronger recently, and Bashka02 is Anton Stalikevich, who is former European and world champion, one of the strongest player in Europe. So this is a challenging game for Sente. So it started with Sente static rook versus Gote force fire running rook Shikembisha. And the H pawn seems too early, since Gote ignored and got one move in the opening. So it wasn't necessary to push this early, I think. Not a bad move, but not a priority at first. He should play this later if necessary. Mm. And Sente is aiming for the slow game with the bishop here. Probably Anaguma or Silver Crown. And Sente pushed this pawn, but it wasn't necessary right now because, for example, after the silver here, the rook can protect this pawn. But it is still dangerous, this position. For example, with the knight jump here, forced to move the bishop. Like this, for example. So, if he wants to play safely, this pawn is, of course, natural, and also this silver. I would recommend this move. And first, creating this shape. So this silver protects this pawn, and from here, Sente can choose whether to attack rapidly or just go into the silver crown and sometimes go into Anaguma, Gin Kanmuri Anaguma, Silver Crown Anaguma after that. So, first creating this shape and protecting this pawn, and then I would recommend to attack with with this silver, the rapid attack. Since the silver is already here, it is not protecting the the bishop's head. So I would recommend to play this, but this is also natural. So if it develops to a natural slow game, maybe the Gote's silver position is a little early. And for example, Sente can try to attack the third file like this. If Gote pushes the pawn very earlier, sometimes Sente can try to exchange the bishop and break the second file. So this is a disadvantage of the silver position. So decided the silver position too early. So since Gote already went up the silver, Gote didn't want to play a natural game, natural development. So Gote tried to exchange the pawn on the fourth file. So this is Gote's idea in the opening. Maybe it's too passive, a little too calm, but still okay here. But maybe this was a little dangerous, and it was better to defend like this first or with a silver here. but it's completely a different game, so maybe it was a little difficult to see the attack from Gote. But still, it's not very easy for Gote as well. Since Gote's king still stays in the center, so if Sente could defend correctly, then it will be just a slow game and Gote will castle again. And here, maybe Sente played enough big mistake here. Just going back the silver here was enough. Then there will be no strong continuation, so it will just develop slowly. For example, like this. This was almost equal. So the silver went here, and this move, of course, was severe. The silver can't take because there's pawn promotion. So Sente tried to do a counter attack. So Gote took with the bishop because if Gote takes with the pawn, Sente's idea is to drop the pawn here and go up the silver and take the bishop and promote the rook later. So this is also possible, but Gote wanted a better position and took with the bishop. Now Sente attacks the bishop with the silver, but this token is faster. But here, it's not really a bad position for Sente. Sente did make a mistake, but still the castle is strong, and if there's not a really strong attack from here, Gote is not easy as well, because the king isn't in the castle, and the formation is very weak, so and Gote played this, but this is not severe because the two goals are protecting this square, so this will be just an exchange of pieces, the equal exchange. So Gote promoted the rook, but Sente has material advantage and the rook is already active. So the position is now better for Sente. So I don't know what is the mistake for Gote, but Sente did surely made a mistake here, but the position was I think the position here was originally difficult, not as easy as it looks. So maybe going back here, this attack was too much, I think. He should have played slowly because he succeeded in exchanging one pawn. So this is interesting. It seems like Sente did a big mistake, but finally Sente got a better position. So rather Sente showed strength here. And he dropped the pawn here. The silver drop was also possible. This is a very solid move. But this is also okay. Since Gote can't drop the pawn here, it's Nifu. So maybe Gote underestimated Sente's defense and probably attacked too aggressively. Then Gote switched to play slower here. And this move was aiming to drop the bishop to 1-5 for the fork of the king and the dragon, but this wasn't a good move. Just the rook promotion was much better. Mm. The aim was too clear, and Gote can easily prevent Sente's aim. So this is one move loss in the middle game. A small mistake here. And Sente promoted the rook one move later. Go to jump to the knight. Before jumping the knight, this move was also possible. But knight jump is also natural. And Gote dropped the pawn here. So both players have still enough time. Sente has more than 5 minutes left, and Gote has more than almost 7 minutes 30 seconds. So the right side, and this is the time used for one move, and this is the total. So he thought 45 seconds here. This is long for this time control. 10 minutes suddenness. So this was a very difficult position. This attack is not very fast yet, but since Center already dropped the pawn here, there's no attack against Goddess King soon. So Center tried to protect first. But Center didn't want to drop the silver here and wanted to use for the attack, maybe, but it was difficult to find a good attack. But maybe he could have played here and protecting now, like this. Then he can push the pawn in the next move. So maybe it was one move early, I think. And the idea is to attack the knight's head, but the knight can jump here, so this is a little slow. The pawn to 6-5 was better, I think. And Gote could jump the knight. And now the rook came here, and this was very severe. So Sente tries to defend somehow, but Gote is getting advantage. Changing the generals and getting the better position. And this is a good technique. The silver is protecting this pawn, but if the silver becomes gold, then this pawn is hanging. But if he takes right now, it will be blocked with this gold. So he dropped again the silver here. Maybe the silver drop here was better. But here, this move is still possible. Against this move, the silver can promote. If Sente takes the dragon, the promoted silver takes. And this is a exchange of one rook and two golds. And it benefits Gote. So this exchange of generals was a very good move and very good technique. And finally, he got this position. Sente can't take the silver, so and this again, Sente can't take with the gold. So Gote succeeded to bring the rook here and take one pawn without losing tempo, and succeeded in taking this knight. So the end game, Gote, Anton Sarkevich is showing his very strong endgame ability. And from here, since Sente doesn't have the piece to attack anymore, so It was just he got it just played safely against the end, uh, until the end, and won the game. So, as a summary, this pawn is too early. This is important. Sente shouldn't play here. So, this silver and this pawn was Gote's idea. Hmm. But this position is already satisfying for Gote, so Gote should have played slowly, uh, going to the castle. Mm. Mm. Gote found this attack, so tried to attack rapidly, but this defense was correct, and it didn't really succeed with the king staying in the center. So it seemed this move was a very big mistake, but few moves later, then the game is very almost equal. So it was interesting. And now Sente got the advantage, but this one was a little slow. And from here, Gote played very well. So if Sente didn't play this move and play the rook promotion one move earlier, then the attack of Sente was faster, I think. Mm. Then it was difficult here. But Sente should have attacked directly the Gote's king's head. Mm. It was the idea was not bad, but it was one move earlier. And from here, Gote played very well. And in the end game, Gote showed the strengths. Mm. So it was important, uh, this position. But yes, this was a very strong opponent for Haha34, Celestan. But he played very well in the middle game and got an advantage in the middle game, especially in this position. So he also showed his strength in this game. So mm, it was a very difficult middle game and a very good game. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.